might be making the connection that these two are opposites. So if we know eyes means to make someone feel,
Why does it have a Z?
D, I want you to think about how would you define dehumanize? What does that mean? We know that it's opposite.
I'm just thinking about it, and I already
We know the certain parts of the word. Okay? You might even be thinking of examples of the opposite of feeling cared for and respected. I want you to go ahead and turn and talk to someone and think about what does it mean to dehumanize.
This might allow you to feel like
Eyes are focused up here, bodies voices are off. Like I said, third graders, that was like a third grade turn and talk. Amazing. All right, go ahead and put your hands down because you all had a chance to share on your turn and talk. One way to put dehumanize is to make someone feel not human, right? Or to take away that feeling of humanness, okay? And I know a lot of you already made the connection. It's the opposite. It's not feeling cared for and respected. It's not feeling known and seen and loved. And we want to be really clear about what are we gonna call dehumanizing words and actions. So next month, we're gonna talk about bullying, which is something that we have talked about before, yep, in years past. And there's things that are, people do things that are unkind, right? But sometimes it's unkind and not okay, but not bullying, and we don't label it as bullying. Dehumanizing language at school is gonna be the same way. Someone might do something unkind, and it's not okay, it's not nice, but it might not be dehumanizing. So we're gonna talk about why would something be dehumanizing, what makes it dehumanizing. So put your hands down for now. I know, we've got lots of information. So what we're gonna learn about is it's called protected groups. Everyone say protected groups.
Protected groups.
Okay, and in Washington State, there are groups of people that are protected, which means that all people have the right to live somewhere that's a safe house or apartment or housing. It means kind of like if someone wanted to go when you're older, go and apply for a job. It means that all of you have the right to come to school and get your education. And these are groups of people that we say you can't treat people unfairly based on their identity. Okay? I'll get it later. No big deal because we have this beautiful poster to work with. Okay, so here's some of those protected
Why
groups.
did you sit at the TV?
Okay, what do you think this one might be? Look at this little picture. If you think you know it, go ahead and shout it out. It's okay.
He's probably saying
You might be praying.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is religion. So that means that if someone is worshiping, whoever, whatever, where they choose to worship, what they believe in, they can't be treated unfairly just because of their religion. Another one is, do you guys have a guess of what this one might mean? You can shout it out, it's okay.
Wheelchair.
There's a wheelchair.
Like Liam, his muscles haven't.
Yeah, if you had
His muscles has been developed enough to walk.
And so we know that some people use a wheelchair to help them move and get around. And then other people have disabilities that we can't see. So that means that if you have a disability, you cannot be treated unfairly because of that disability. You still have a right to go to school, go to work, and live. another one
But there's a lot.
that are kind of related.
Miss Molly?
Yeah.
I have two things to say. So this is about bullying.
Mm-hmm.
They might like if I've seen these in movies, like really mean people are bullying other people, and like taking their stuff and like tossing it and like playing keep away from that person.
Yeah, and that would be unkind and
And
bullying.
another thing for dehumanizing, you feel like less than human.
You feel less than, yeah, or not human. That's a good way to phrase it. All right, go ahead, put your hands down because we're going to learn about the next few protected groups. This one is race. I know, and we can't have everyone share or we won't be able to get through our lesson. So race and color. So what that means is the color of your skin. So for example, race is like me and my husband are both white, but the color of our skin doesn't look exactly the same. Mine is a little bit more pink and white, his has a little bit more olive. So no matter what your skin color looks like, you cannot be treated unfairly because you're in a protected group.
Like in the olden days, people used to
If you're
like,
brown,
hold
you
on,
get
hold
to
on.
be a slave.
Noah's talking.
but like light people used to like bully like dark people, and they used to say that like these signs always say like for white people.
Yeah, you're making that connection.
And the white people even started spraying kids with water.
Yeah, you're making that connection to our country's history, right? Where brown people were treated unfairly and were dehumanized.
Yeah, like it says.
Jabari's got his hand up.
I have two things to say.
Go ahead.
When Harriet Tubman was around, white people got better schools than brown people, and also brown people could be slaves and white people couldn't.
Yeah, so black people were dehumanized, right? And so now that's part of being a protected group is that no matter the color of your skin, you deserve your education and a good school, like you were saying, Jabari. All right, I'm gonna go to Dallas because he's been waiting,
Well, like,
and then we'll move on to our next protected
think
group.
about what it would feel like to be dehumanized.
Mhm.
You can already tell what it feels like, right?
Yeah, you're showing empathy, right? You're really thinking like, oh, what does that feel like maybe for someone else? Or maybe you've experienced yourself and you know how it feels
Yeah,
like.
like anything. If you think about anything, about what it would feel like or taste like, you could just like already tell what it would taste and feel like to you.
Yeah.
Like if you're eating food.
And not a good feeling. All right, go ahead, put your hands down for now. I love that you guys are making these connections. So another one is sex. So for example, you all know that I'm pregnant, and my baby, we found out that he is a boy or a male because we looked really closely at his genes and what makes him him, and they said, oh, it's a boy. So his sex is a boy. But we don't know his gender expression yet because that means how is he going to express that he's a boy? I don't know that yet because he's not born. So maybe the clothes he's gonna choose or the way he wants to style his hair, those are ways that we express
Or
our
maybe
gender.
his voice,
Okay.
like boys' voices are deeper than girls.
Yeah. So
Well,
we,
now your voice gets
all right,
deeper
hold
than
on,
your
voice
head.
is off. Turn our voices off.
And also when you're in middle school.
This is great because I love that you're thinking and making connections. So national origin is another protected group. That means what country you've come from. Part of that is what language you speak, maybe the clothes that you wear that are important in your culture, okay? And then we have sexual orientation. So that means someone who you're choosing to like date or marry, right? Whether they're a boy or a girl, or they go by they, them, no matter their gender expression or sex, you're a protected group, okay? 3 that are a little bit more ones that would happen outside of school. So for example, these are new, military or veteran. Right now, we don't have any students who are serving in the military,
I am.
but it's maybe Katie who salutes me on the way in. But maybe some of you know a veteran or someone in your family who served in the military. Okay? So what that would mean is like if I was a veteran and I went and I wanted to apply for a job, they wouldn't be allowed to say, no, you can't have this job because you served in the military. Right? So you can't get treated unfairly if you're a veteran. And the other thing is family status. So what that means is that maybe someone has one mom, or maybe a dad and a dad, or maybe one dad, maybe a stepmom, stepdad. Technically me being pregnant, right, is my family status. So that would mean like if I was gonna go apply for an apartment, they wouldn't be allowed to say, no,
Do you have other kids?
you're not allowed to apply for this apartment because you're pregnant. Right? That would be unfair, right? Okay?
Yeah, no,
So-
we really need, because you're trying to take care.
I'm protected. Right? Go ahead, Everly. Oh, hold on, Everly has her hand up.
This is not about dehumanizing or humanizing, but do you know yet if your baby's gonna be born or
I think he'll be born maybe the day after. Very close. Okay, so the last one, we can talk about my baby later. The last one, which again, it might be a little bit confusing in our 3rd grade context, but it's called genetic information. So give me a thumbs up if you've ever heard the word genes before. Okay, and not like the jeans you wear. Okay, so it's something inside our bodies that we can't see.
The inappropriate genes, hybrids.
Okay,
They're not inappropriate.
Yeah.
turn the voices off.
Kind of.
Oh, Oscar's on top of it. How did you have his voice off? No, I have his voice off. Oh, go front round. Okay. So what that means is anything about my genetics that makes me me, or my family history, right? That is all a protected group. Okay, so remember, what are these called?
Protected groups.
Protected groups. So here's where it gets to be the definition of dehumanizing language. If someone is being unkind towards a protected group, for example, if someone makes a joke and they think it's funny, they think it's a joke, but it's about the color of someone's skin, it's not okay, it's not kind, but it's not just unkind, it's dehumanizing because race and color are a protected group. Okay? How about someone makes a comment that's really unkind and offensive about someone with a disability? It's not kind, it's not okay, and it's because it's about a protected group of disability. Here's my last example. You can tell me if it's dehumanizing or just unkind. Someone comes up to me and says, Mrs. Bullitt, I don't like your shoes. I think they're ugly. Okay? Not kind. This didn't actually happen. You don't have to feel injustice towards me, for me, on my behalf. So, if someone says that, it's not okay. It's unkind. But think about it. Is it dehumanizing? Are we going to call it dehumanizing?
Kind of both.
No, because my shoes are not in a protected group. Right? So, this is
Unless it had guns
we're going to do another turn.
or bombs.
So, new learning, okay? New learning, but that doesn't mean that this is the only time we're going to learn about it. We're going to keep learning about this and keep practicing this new word of what is dehumanizing. So what I want you to think about, okay? Now that we've learned this, a lot of information to take in, how would you describe the difference between humanize and dehumanize? In your own words, think about what is the difference between humanize. Go ahead and turn and talk to someone at this carpet and share it in your own words. Okay, so the last thing we are going to talk about, which is super, super important, is, well, what do I do if I hear dehumanizing language here at school? Okay, so one way to show care and respect is we want to take action when we hear or see these things. So what that means is we want to interrupt it. Okay? Everyone say interrupt. Okay? What that means is, we've talked about this before with bullying. Give me a thumbs up if you remember the word bystander.
Get a computer, so that's a restart. Snooze.
Okay. Snooze. That's okay. So, someone raise your hand and tell me, what does it mean to be a bystander? Someone raise your hand if you've heard this word before. What does that mean? Or what does it look like to be a bystander?
I used to know, but
Okay. Sember, but Sember's gonna wait, because now Sember's our speaker, so go ahead, turn your eyes towards Sember. Our voices are off.
again and then you interrupt and it keeps going on again and again and it's basically the same thing or different things. That's really mean. That is very dehumanized.
You know what, I think that what you bring up is a good point, Dallas, is that when we say interrupt, a lot of times we kind of see that as negative, right? Like if Ms. McCardle was up here teaching and someone just kept interrupting her, and she just couldn't even get a sentence out. Ms. McCardle, would you feel very cared and respected?
Have you all seen that happen?
Yes.
Maybe she might even get a little frustrated, right? Or like, hey, I want to feel seen and cared for, so let's have our voices off so we can hear each other and listen. So you're right, Dallas, that oftentimes when we think of interrupt, we think it's a negative thing and a bad thing, right?
Very negative.
Especially when we're trying to show care and respect. But when I say interrupt, dehumanizing language, it means that we don't want to let it keep going, right? We don't want to just stand by and watch someone use dehumanizing language. We want to take action, and actually it's a good thing to interrupt dehumanizing language because that means we want it to stop. So a bystander means, okay, so I hear dehumanizing language and maybe I join in or maybe I laugh along. Would you say that's interrupting it or would you say that's encouraging it?
That's encouraging.
It'd be encouraging dehumanizing language, right? So what about this? I feel uncomfortable. I know it's dehumanizing language. I don't join in, but I kind of just stand there and I listen to it. Okay? That is an example of being a bystander, where we know that something's happening, but we want to encourage you all to take action and be able to interrupt that dehumanizing language. So what that would look like is being able to say a phrase like, stop. That's dehumanizing. So then we encourage the other person to stop what they're saying. If I'm someone where the dehumanizing language is being towards me, right? How would it feel? So let's just think about it. Someone is saying something dehumanizing to you, and someone else comes in and says, hey, stop saying that. That's unkind, or that's dehumanizing. How would that feel?
Humanizing.
For someone to stand up for you, right? It would feel humanizing. It would feel good. It would feel positive. It would be like, oh, someone cares about me. They're stepping in.
And respecting you.
and respecting me. So that's why we want to take some courage, and it does take courage and practice to interrupt and stop dehumanizing language. Everyone is going to have something they might say that feels true to you. So mine is stop. That's dehumanizing. It's very assertive. It's clear. It's kind and respectful back, right? But it's really clear. So I want you to think about, what would you say if you see or hear dehumanizing language? What's something you could say? Okay, think about it.
Please.
If you're really not sure, I have a few from other students, and maybe you see one up there that you like, that you're gonna use. Go ahead and turn and tell a neighbor, what's your interrupting phrase? Raise your hand if you have one to share with the class. Now thinking it's specific, and it needs to be kind and respectful. Okay, which means assertive, not aggressive. Okay, thinking about hands I haven't seen or heard from yet. Noah? Yeah. What's one that you think would be good to use? Hey, yo, don't dehumanize. Did you like that one? I like that one too. And for that student,
Red and blue.
can I turn your voice off, please? 3, 2, 1. For that student, that felt true to him. He's like, that feels natural for me to say that, right? Because it has to feel good for you. Okay, Katie. Katie.
Please stop. That's dehumanizing and that's not nice. And what you're doing is not right. It's not right.
What you're doing is not right. Please stop. That's dehumanizing. Okay, how about you, Jordan?
How would you treat if someone said that to you?
Yeah, did you like that one too? That one feels good to me too, because it's kind of like that empathy that we talked about. Like, hey, that wouldn't feel good, right? Let's stop that, okay? Go ahead, put your hands down for now. You were able to share in your turn and talk, and I do love that you are coming up with these ideas. So we're interrupting it. We're trying our best and being courageous to interrupt it every time. And even if we're not feeling very brave yet and we don't interrupt it in the moment, we're going to keep trying to do it. We want you to report it every single time. Everyone say report.
Report.
Okay, we're reporting it every single time, just like bullying. So that means that you can go to any adult in the school and share with us, hey, I heard or saw something. And you know, we're still learning. So even if you hear something and you're not quite sure, like, was that dehumanizing? Was it not? That's okay. Come to us anyway and say, I think this is what I heard and saw, and I want to report it. And then it's all of our jobs, the adults and the students, right, to create a community at Parkview where people feel humanized, right, cared for and respected. So part of that is interrupting and reporting things to adults. All right. Very thoughtful discussions and so much new learning and so much new information, but you guys did really, really well with that. So we're gonna turn our attentions to Ms. McCardle. She's gonna tell us